Welcome to another episode of JustOneFern. We got a great episode for you today. Later on, we have Anthony Robustiano on. Fantastic comedian. Love him to death. It was an absolutely incredible interview. It was honestly, it felt probably the most natural I've felt talking to someone in a while, didn't it?
Yeah. No, he could easily
Something's in your mouth. What is
he could
in your
easily
mouth?
It's a bottle cap. He could easily be a friend of mine in another life.
Yeah.
I think he is a friend
In
of mine
another
in
life.
this one.
I don't want. Yeah, he probably
Not
has
this
too many
one.
friends right
No.
now. He probably
Yeah.
won't anymore. But
Not this one. No, I don't think so.
maybe,
But
maybe in real life. I'm not gonna.
no, he was great. I felt like we
Fantastic.
got along so well. I think it's the Italian.
I think it is too.
Italiano.
We do talk a lot about being Italians, three paisans on the
Mm.
call. But I do, before we get into anything else, I need to talk about just honestly, just the strangest week I've ever had. It was packed with good stuff, bad stuff, crazy stuff. It was nuts. So I'm just gonna
Good, bad,
really
and ugly.
quickly crank through this timeline of the past week. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to go all the way back to Friday. We're recording this on Thursday, so this is a whole week of information coming at you.
Oh.
Friday night, this is where the high starts. So Friday
High.
night, SU wins. Syracuse University basketball wins the first round of the tournament. They go on to the next round, and then on Sunday, they win again. So that 3-day period, I have never sat on the couch and been more of a fat ass my entire life. I sat on the couch, drank beer, ate shit, and watched basketball. And I was living life to the fullest. I was loving every single minute of it, right? And that's when the world decided to say, Aaron, we're coming for you. You had a great
Oh.
2 days. We're coming for you. And I realized this when I was driving home from my aunt's house and an
Uh-huh.
ambulance passed me,
Oh,
but there was no lights flashing. There were no lights
Okay.
flashing. And I looked in, I could see into the back of the ambulance, and there was a dead person in the back of the ambulance.
No.
There was
You
just-
saw a dead person?
Yeah, sheets over everything, and the guy, the EMT just sitting there, like knew he was like the lights weren't on, so he was clearly dead. Like they're not going anywhere to try and save him. And
I guess that
and
makes
then
sense.
on the night afterward, Monday night, my neighbor passed away.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and so I don't know
Not
what
motorcycle neighbor.
No, different neighbor. So this is
Okay.
someone who lives across the street from me, and I've never met them. I don't know, but I was sitting doing my work, and all of a sudden I hear hysterical crying, and I'm like, "What is going on?" I look outside. This lady is like kind of freaking out outside. I'm like, "What is wrong? Like, what's going on?" And all of a sudden I see a cop whip into our neighborhood, like roll up, runs into the house, and then comes out very somberly. The lady freaks out again, and so
Oh, no.
I was like, okay, he just told
Dead.
them someone's dead. So,
Yep.
and the
Wait, is this 2 days, a day and a day? Or
Yes.
is this the same day?
2 days, 2 different days.
Oh
I
my
see
God.
2 different dead people, and I see them like it took like hours. Like they brought an ambulance, and the ambulance was like, he's dead. And so the ambulance leaves, and then they have to eventually take out the body with the sheet over it. And I'm watching this whole thing like popcorn, like what is going on?
Like
I'm
me
super-
the other day.
Yeah,
Like last week.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about you the whole time. And that's
You
when
sent
I
me a
realized
Snapchat.
I was like, something's happening. Yeah, I sent you a Snapchat, which is really bad. It was a really
You
it was
sent me
a really bad
Snapchat
joke.
of the person getting carried out of their house dead. I did not know that was the context.
Well, I also sent
That's
a
so
video
much
because the
worse.
cop was outside my apartment and the lights were flashing, and I sent a video to you saying, when the cops show up because your neighbor died and you get a free strobe light, and then I was dancing.
I didn't get that.
I sent you that one. I sent it to our group chat.
You did?
I 100% did.
I totally
I wouldn't
missed
have
that.
not sent that to our group chat. No way.
I might have clicked through it.
But
that
it was really bad. I was because I didn't understand this. I was like, someone died, and then afterwards I was like, oh, I probably should have thought that through before.
Oh, you didn't know. You didn't know yet.
No, I didn't know if they had actually died. Like I had no idea, and so I was just like, yeah.
You
And then
killed 'em.
later I
You
was like,
killed
oh
'em.
boy, well, they're dead, and.
Yeah.
So that was when I realized, oh, the world is coming to destroy you. And so I got my vaccine. My arm was hurting, whatever. And I realized I hear this scraping noise in my car, right? I'm like, oh no, this is bad. I need to fix my brakes, clearly. Schedule an appointment for Wednesday. Tuesday night, I lose my soccer championship game. And it was really
Oh,
rough. I was pissed. I was so upset because we lost by 2 goals, and it was hard. It was rough. I was also exhausted because of my shot, like my vaccine.
right.
I was drained. But anyway, we
Aaron,
lost.
you had an awful week.
It was rough. And so then I had to wake up in the morning and play, and not play. So why did I say play? I had to drive to this place. It was like, oh, I'm just going to get my brakes fixed. It's going to be a few dollars. It'll be fine. No big deal. The mechanic comes out and he says, hey, you're from New York? And I was like, yeah, I'm from New York. He's like, oh, I could tell by the underneath of your car. Because it's all rusted from snow and winter and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, well, can I show you something real quick? Because this is not good. And I was like, oh, no. And so he shows me my rotor is all scraped up, like scratched.
Oh no.
And one of my calipers was sticking, which is why it was causing that. So he had to replace them. And it ended up being a lot of money. And so I'm still, yesterday, like when this was all happening, I was at work. Like I had to Uber home. I had to like start work, and I was like, I can't work right now. Like I literally cannot bring myself to do this work right now. It was really
You
rough.
got fucked.
I really did. It was
You got
bad.
bent over, Aaron. I am so sorry.
It's okay. I was not happy at all. It's been a tough week in that regard, just because like you obviously when you have to pay a large bill that you weren't expecting to pay, it sucks. And it's like, that's life.
Yeah.
It's going to happen sometimes. But I was like, why now? I was just riding this high of Syracuse winning. And now it's like, no, now your team's going to lose. And now like, but
you get to watch two people die.
Yep. You get to watch 2 deaths. And then you get to lose feeling in your
all
arm.
of your money. Yeah. Lose all hopes and dreams of soccer in any sense.
Yep, you're done. We're gonna.
Oh, and well, we're gonna take that last paycheck.
Yeah, remember that whole paycheck you got?
Yep,
Give me it. Give me it right back. You worked for 2 weeks. I don't care. Not yours. It's mine. Thank you. But yeah, so that's rough. Like I said, it's just been a whirlwind. Obviously there's so much more to each of these individual stories, but that was the overview of my week. It's been extremely stressful, and
let's not get into it.
I don't want to because I was too upset. So
that's so sad.
Give me something else. Give me something to not think about this. Or if you have anything relatable, how was your week?
I had some car stuff this week.
Really?
To start off, on Monday, I hit a hawk.
With your car?
With my car.
No.
I was driving down the road. I swear to God. I was driving down the road. I see a hawk, like in the trees, and there's trees on either side of me.
Yeah.
And he's like got some animal in his talons.
Yeah.
And he starts flying across the road, and I'm like, oh well, he's an apex predator. He'll know better than to like fly into my car.
Into your car. Yeah, you would
go.
think.
I'm going like 45, and he drives like right into the windshield.
Oh wow.
And like he kind of slides off. Yeah, and then the windshield, like he got this close to my face, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Did the windshield crack at all?
No, thankfully. I think because he was going sideways and I was going forward, and the windshield's kind of angled.
Yeah.
And then I looked back, and I think he was okay. He was really confused though.
He was alive.
And he went up, and then he came down a bit, and then he kind of looked around, like he's dizzy.
He definitely has a concussion. He has a bird concussion. 100%.
He had a bird. Well, that's what you get for being. Let's say it with me, everybody. Bird
brained. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone join. We all know.
And then he settled down on a branch. I think he's okay.
I hope so. I hope he didn't fall asleep. He should have gone to the bird doctor.
He should have gone to the bird doctor. He should have.
I was really hoping you'd walk what were you doing playing in front of the car? Why are you playing in the road? Get out of the road.
Hey, we talked about this.
I don't know why, but when you told me this story, I just picture it being in like the 1950s and you're driving a really old car. Like that's what
I got the hat on.
Yeah, that's exactly like I don't know why, but that's just what I'm picturing in my head.
It might as well be, and it might as well be an eagle at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
I think for dramatic effect, but I think really he was trying to tell me something because I also have car trouble. For like the past week or so, 2 weeks, my car's been doing this thing where not a check engine light, but like it'll say low oil pressure, stop car. Okay. And then I go, oh no, and then it goes away. And I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
and then I keep driving.
Yeah.
And then it comes back on, stop. And then it goes away. And so I'm like, it's probably just some computer malfunction. I went into the shop today. Which is crazy that we both had something.
I can't believe we both have car troubles at the same time. Like
it's car week.
It's blowing my mind.
National Car Week.
Is it?
It's National Car Week.
National Car Week.
March 25th.
National Car.
And I'm like, yeah, can you like just check it just in case? Like, I think it's just the computer, but can you check it? And he's like, yeah. So he comes out and he like pulls the thing out and he like looks at it and he goes, huh. And he sticks it back in.
Yeah.
And he pulls it back out and he shows it to me. And I'm like, I don't see anything. He's like, you have no oil in your car.
Oh my God.
You can't leave. You can't leave. Like I won't let you leave.
So he made you stay. You couldn't leave with the car.
Yeah, he's like, I can't get you in for another hour at least, but I am not letting you leave.
Wow.
Because I talked to my parents about this. Apparently, you can brick your car.
You could turn your car into a brick.
Like the engine, you can completely destroy the engine if there's no oil in it. Which makes sense, but I mean, I'm an idiot, so I don't know.
It does make sense.
So I hung out. I went on a walk. It was a nice day, but
that's good.
I mean, that was $100, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So it's not, I'm sure, nearly as much as you spent, but
Lucas is not even close. I'll say that. Not even a little bit close. When you were saying the paycheck thing, really, really almost true. That an entire paycheck,
sorry.
almost. So that was really hard. Granted, of course, I was going to somewhere that is going to charge me more fees because it's a place where there's labor cost and then they have to go buy the parts and those chain places tend to jack up prices a little bit.
Yeah,
but at that time, I was like, I didn't think this was going to be happening. I didn't think I was going to have to pay for this, or else I wouldn't have come here. But he was kind of like, you need to fix this. And I was like, all right, let's do it, I guess. I was here for an oil change and maybe a brake change. And this is what has happened.
So that reminds me of the rest of my story. So the guy there was really nice. He was like, oh, like he didn't have his front teeth. But I couldn't see under
None of them do.
So. None of them do. Until like the end. And he was very personable. He's like, hey, like if you could give me like some 5 stars. He's like, listen, like not only that, but you need all of your tires changed. And he showed me.
Yeah.
And I had some scuffs on the same spot that you're talking about. He's like, but it's okay. Like you should get them changed, but it's okay for now. He's like, and I'm like, okay, like I could come in Sunday if that works for you. He's like, yeah, I'll come in Sunday. And then we talked about it for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
like
wow.
buddy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll throw you some deals. I'll tell you some bones. Like if you do blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I come home. I'm like, I tell my parents about it. And they're like, no, don't go in.
You're not going on
Sunday. No way you're going on Sunday. So they call.
My parents would have said the same. My dad was like, why'd you like?
Yeah.
We need to find someone else now because that's bad. And I was like, I know, I didn't expect it to happen.
See, they didn't even have that conversation. They're like, oh no, you're going to our friend. You're going to our friend. There wasn't even, we need to find somebody else. It's like, they didn't even acknowledge that I made the appointment.
Yeah.
Like, okay, should we call him? And then they called him for me. Thank God. Cause I didn't want to have to tell him the bad news. And he was not happy.
Because we were friends. Because
we were buddies. He wasn't happy.
That's so funny. That's like, Lucas, I don't want to be like rude, but that's so middle school. Like that's so funny. Like,
I know. No.
Parents calling your mom, like your friend's parents, to be like, "Hey, our kids can't hang out anymore." Like
and that is literally what happened to me today.
I don't want to upset him. That's so funny.
And he was upset. They were like, really? "Oh yeah, we're gonna cancel that appointment." He's like, "Oh no, why? Like he needs the." He's like, "Oh, we're gonna take him to our friend." Oh well, all right, I guess. Like he was like really. He was
Did you like
not
text him after and be
okay
like,
with it.
"Listen, they made me do it. It's not. Don't.
No,
They made me
we
do it."
FaceTimed. We
We-
FaceTimed, and I was in bed. I had my
I had
hoodie
to
up.
talk to him face to face. I couldn't do it. I was crying. I'm sorry over a tire change.
Yeah.
No, but the reason why there was a conversation for me is because I'm now in Nashville. I don't know any good mechanics around here.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like
that's a good point.
that's the only difficult part. But it's crazy that we both had car troubles
Yeah.
today, like that are this week. It's absolutely insane. But
I
you know,
think
at the same time, you got to think I'd rather be safe than
safety
because he was
charge.
telling me like you were a few breaks away from sliding into an intersection. So I was like, all right, well,
Jesus
that's good.
Christ. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I needed to get it fixed, but like that, I was very upset with the cost.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So we do have a pretty long interview with Anthony next. So I just want to tell a really quick story before we hop into that.
Okay.
Next week we'll probably have more time to discuss some random things, but for now, I just got to get into this quickly because we talked a little bit about like bathroom stalls in our interview with him because we're the #1 poop podcast. Hey,
Woo!
well
Poop, 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 poop,
done.
poop, poop. You didn't like that?
No, I loved
No?
it. I loved
Okay,
it.
good.
That was so funny. I want that to come in every time we talk about it.
Poop, 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 poop.
But I have to tell this horrible story from my days at Fredonia, and I'm gonna leave names out of it. So
Mm.
I was doing a bar
Kenny
crawl.
Sperl. Kenny Sperl.
Kenny Holler, our video editor. No, so I was
wish.
doing a bar crawl, and I go to this bar that I never go to. I have never been in this bar before ever. There's really only 3 bars that if you're a smart, sane human being that wants to just enjoy time with friends, you go to in Fredonia, and one of them, this one was not one of those. And so I'm there. Someone goes into the bathroom, and of course, I have to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, I hate having to follow someone in there, but I have to go to the bathroom. So I went in, and in the bathroom, there's no lock on it because it's like a bar and there aren't really locks in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then there's a toilet, no stall, a toilet, a urinal, and a sink, right? This person's taking a poop. He's going #2 in this bathroom, open bathroom. And I walk
Wait, like
in.
you walked in on him?
So I walked, yeah. So he went, and I was like waiting because I wanted to see if he came out. And I was like, I can't wait any longer. And then I went in because I had to pee. And I walked in. I had never smelled something so bad in my whole entire life. Like, this guy was blowing up this bathroom. And so I'm like, all right, hold. And I walk in, and there was another guy who was already peeing in there, and he's walking out, and he's like, good luck to me. Says good luck to me because he like can't breathe because it's so disgusting in there.
Wait. Are you saying you can see his ass?
No. There's a toilet. You can see his bare legs, but he's like covering his shit. You know, like he's like hunched over like this, so like you can't really see his parts.
So this it really is just an open toilet.
Yes, no, I'm not kidding. It is.
There's no
toilet.
walls. Everything is out in the open.
Correct.
I can't believe knowing you, I cannot believe you went in there.
I had to pee so bad. Where else was I gonna go? I had no other options.
You could run to the woods, like you did at that party.
Then I'd have to come back in. You know, I have to show the ID again. There's a whole thing. And I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I walk in anyway. So I walk in. The guy says to me, "Good luck." I like have my shirt like this, right? I'm up. I can't breathe. I'm looking because when you're at the urinal, you look down, right? You either look down or you like look straight ahead at the wall. But if you're smart, you look down. So I'm looking down.
You look down. You're like, yep, still small.
I look down. I'm peeing, and I hear at like the corner of my. I hear like the jingle of the toilet paper roll, and it's empty.
Oh no.
And I hear the guy go, "Oh no," out loud. He just goes, "Oh no." And so
you had that moment with him. That's
so
a private moment.
Lucas,
That's not meant to be shared.
Lucas, let me tell you how bad this story gets from here. I stop peeing. I don't look at this guy. I don't know what's going to happen to you, but it can't be good. I walk over. I'm washing my hands, right? And the guy takes a breath, sighs, and says, "Well, it is what it is." stands up,
No, he doesn't.
pulls up his pants,
Oh
and
no.
walks out of the bathroom.
No, 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 no.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
And
god.
I immediately threw up in my mouth. I was like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever. I was like, and I couldn't throw up in the bathroom because I knew his ass was just on it, so I can't go near that toilet. I'm like, oh my god.
It is what it is.
He said it is what it is. Pulls it up, walks out of the bathroom.
Aaron,
The most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
As sorry as I feel for you, I have some criticism.
It is one of
for
the best
you.
stories I have, though. Like I will never give up that moment because it's one of the best stories. Anyway, continue. What
No,
are you,
that is one of the
criticisms of me?
Yeah, of you in that moment.
Okay.
As terrible as a situation
Mhm.
as you were put in, it is my belief that you have broken the bro code.
I broke the how? There was no.
You-
Where am I supposed to get toilet paper?
Ask the bartender. You I think as a bro, you shouldn't let another bro walk around with shitty ass.
You're right. I probably shouldn't have. But I
But
was so
here's-
shocked in the moment. I didn't know what to do.
You know what? I think that I'm going to
here's
give you
thing.
the pass. I give
if
you the
man-
pass because of the shock.
If the guy on the toilet had just quickly said to me like, "Hey, can you go see if there's toilet paper?" I would have been like,
Yeah,
"Yes,
you would.
I'll go do it."
Yeah.
But he just went, "It is what it is." Pulled up he was content. He was
Okay,
fine.
yeah, that's not on you. That's not on
He
you.
was fine with the fact that he just had a shitty ass and he just pulled it up and he walked out of the bathroom. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay. You know, I take back all criticism. I
remember walking out and just my ex-girlfriend was there and I was like, you're not going to believe what that guy just did. I was like, I pointed to him. I'm like, we're not going near him. Did you just see that? And oh yeah, it was really bad. Really horribly bad.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of this time. I know we're overdue on time, but
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna forget. There's this one time I went out with my friend with I'm gonna leave out names.
Mhm.
I went out with my friend at the bar. He was like asked me to come out for like a while, and I was like, okay, yeah, fine. And I was single at the time, and he's like, yeah, we'll talk to some girls. Like, it'll be cool. And I had the worst case of stomach issues that
Mhm.
night. I guess to put it lightly.
Mm-hmm. As you do always.
As I do always, and I could not stop farting.
Yeah.
Aaron, I ruined his night.
I bet.
Aaron, I left early because I was farting so much. You want to know? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know the moment that I knew it's time to go, Luke?
What was it?
And I had shit and everything. Like
Yeah.
there's no stopping it. We were all standing around, and then he goes, "Smells like someone shit themselves. What the fuck? What the fuck? Did somebody shit themselves?" And he's like sniffing around trying to find it, and I'm like, "Gee, who would do that? Oh my god, gross!
Who did
We
that?
got to get
That's
out of
great.
this area specifically
We
because it's
gotta
definitely
go.
not us."
Someone
And then
fucking
like 2 minutes later, I'm like, "I think I'm gonna head out. Actually, I think I'm going. I think I'm going home."
And this situation was what led to your situation in the classroom the other week, where you had to go to the bathroom and you were crop dusting throughout the classroom.
I did
It's
that.
the same. It's basically the same thing, Lucas. It's the same situation. Just one of them's in a bar, the other one's in the school.
Aaron, I used to get kicked out of my classroom for farting.
Really? I'm not
In
surprised.
4th grade, I literally got kicked out.
Was it just super? Were you were not sneaky about it?
Well, you couldn't hear it, but I think
silent
the
but
teacher
deadly.
knew when literally every and it sounds like I'm lying. It's every student would back away from me with their desks.
It's like every comedy movie there is, like the origin story of like the main character.
Yeah, yeah.
He's sitting at his desk, oh, like farts. Everyone moves out. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
There's a shockwave. So I have trauma. I
Yeah.
have trauma. I
I
have
bet.
unresolved trauma.
Well, you should talk to someone about that, just not me. All right, let's.
If not
I'm
on the
sorry.
number one poop,
I'm not on the
podcast,
number one
then
poop
where?
podcast. No, but honestly, it is the number one poop podcast. I don't think there's another one that could possibly match us.
Mm-mm. No, I'd like
This
to
is
see you try.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make a bracket. Everybody, the thousands of you watching, make a bracket of your
Yeah.
favorite poop podcasts.
Oh.
We'll see how we rank.
Lucas, we got to talk about our new challenge that I texted you about.
Do we have a new challenge?
It's a big one.
What?
Do you remember? I texted you, if we reach a certain amount of followers, what I will do.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing, Aaron?
So I texted Lucas and I said, if we reach 1,000 followers, and that's a leap, right? So that's going to take a little while. But if we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will
Mhm.
train and box the person of Lucas's choosing.
I am so excited.
And the thing is, I get
Anyone?
I get 2 vetoes, so you have to have 3 people ready to go. But
Okay.
here's the problem with this. For you, it's going to be harder for you to decide because I have 2 vetoes, right? So you have to have 3 people ready to go. But do you pick the person you really want it to be the third person, or do you pick it to be the first? Like, cause I could choose the first or second person. I could say yes to the first or second person and not get to the one that you want, you know? So like, there's a bunch of ways that it could go down where you have to decide, all right, who am I saying is the first person? And I have the option to say no, you know? So that makes it more
Yeah.
fun.
Well, here's the thing: is I know that you know me well enough that you won't let yourself get to a point where you can't deny the person.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so it's really you have one veto, and you're probably accepting whoever number 2 is.
Yeah, that's probably what would happen. I agree.
That's my guess.
I would be very nervous because if I'm like, oh no, I can't say no to this one, and you could
Because
have,
if
you
you
could honestly have like 10 people ready to go and be like, oh yes, you have to say yes to this person. Here it is.
I would make Aaron, I would make you fight somebody you would feel so uncomfortable. It wouldn't be that you would get beat up. It'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, I don't want to punch this person. That's what it'd be, like a child or like
Well, it can't be a
like
child.
an old woman. Like
All options that it can't be.
Yeah.
Legally, it cannot be.
What excuse me, at this point you wouldn't have any vetoes, so you have to.
You're
You
right.
have to.
You are
ma-
right.
You made the rules.
You're correct.
And if
what
if
it
they accept, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Especially, I get the child. Obviously, we can't do the kid, but an old
The
woman.
old lady.
If she
if
says
she's
yes,
down, if she's down to fist fight, let's go. I'm ready.
I will Craigslist this. Don't test me.
But Lucas, you have to either be like the commentator or you have to be the guy in the ring who's like calling it. You have to be one of those 2 people.
Can I be your coach? Can I be like slapping you up and like pouring water on your head? You got this. You got this.
Yeah,
Chad. Give me the old 1-2. Give me what? You're a southpaw. You ain't a
Yes.
southpaw for nothing.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's exactly.
That's what I want to be.
All right. So if we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, tell your friends, tell everyone, if you want to see me fight someone that Lucas is choose, which will be absolutely insane, please subscribe. And it'll help us out a lot. And we really hope that you're enjoying the content. Yeah, we got a great episode, or a great second half of the episode with Anthony Robustiano. Thank you for coming on, Anthony. I hope you guys enjoy. Any last words, Lucas, before we hop in?
A peanut butter surprise.
And on that note, we send it over. All right, guys, today we have Anthony Robustiano on, and it's going to be a fantastic episode. I'm so excited to have you on, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. How have you been? How's things going now that, vaccines are starting to come out, people are starting to get out into the world? How have things been for you?
Good, man. Just been busy. I actually, I do have a full-time job, so I'm not just out here in videos, unfortunately. Hopefully it gets to that point, but yeah. So I've been staying busy, absolutely. But I appreciate you guys having me on for sure.
Yeah, no problem, man. And you're so like good getting right into everything with your videos, because since you just mentioned it, is like comedy. So you're kind of like a comedy guy, obviously. You
Yeah.
do a lot of videos portraying a lot of different things.
Mhm.
What is the end goal for you? Is it like stand-up comedy? Is it videos? Is it acting? Like, what is your goal? Or do you have multiple and like wherever the wind takes you?
Man, when I first started this, I did this like years ago. It started with, like we were saying, I'm from New York, so I was an accountant back home. So I
Okay.
was miserable. So I would do a lot of audits. So they would send me to like Binghamton and Cattaraugus and places where there's probably 12 people in the entire town. So that I would be in a hotel room by myself. And at that time, Snapchat came out.
Yeah.
So I would do like funny rants and they
Mhm.
added stories and I put it on the story. So that's how all this started. And then that turned into skits. But in terms of the the end game, I don't know. I just kind of try and take things one day at a time. Yeah, I'd love to eventually get into maybe acting and doing stand up and all those other things, because I really enjoy making people happy. As corny as that
Yeah.
sounds, that's
Yeah.
that's something
Yeah.
that actually drives me. You know.
That's like I mean, that kind of is the end goal, is to make people happy, you know, while
Yeah.
you're also
Yeah.
making yourself happy doing those
And
things.
that leads me to
Absolutely.
my first big question. Accounting? I don't.
Dude,
that does not
That
make sense.
transition is nuts.
dude, it's funny because when I went to college, so I played basketball in college, so I got a scholarship. I played Division II basketball. I don't know if you've
Nice.
Lucas, if you've heard of it, St. Rose, the College of St. Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Albany.
I've heard of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
that's where I played basketball there, and
awesome.
and I was that basketball was my entire life. So
Mhm.
when I was a kid, I would have told you I was going to the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and and
Wait,
so
how tall are you?
I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". So those dreams, those dreams were shot early. So let's be crystal clear. So I went there, and basketball was just my number one thing. So I was always a good student. I loved math, and my father was telling me, he's like, you know, there's always jobs in accounting. And I didn't do any research. I just yeah, I'm going to be an accounting major without even thinking what it entailed. And it sucked. I mean, let's be honest. It was boring. It was like talking to a wall. But my dumb ass got a master's degree in it. And then I went with a firm, and I was the youngest one in the firm. And I would do what I'm doing now, like telling jokes. And they're like, we need you to be professional. I'm like, no, I get it. But let's learn to laugh a little bit. They're like, not in this setting. Okay. Dial it down, please. So after a while, it kind of, after a while, it kind of it got to a point where I was like, this is not for me. So then I started looking for other avenues and talking to a bunch of people, and it led me, here to Cincinnati, and I haven't looked back. So
Nice. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole reason we found you was because of your videos, and especially through TikTok. So you've been posting them both on TikTok, like Instagram, like every platform, correct?
yeah.
And so you said you've been doing it for a long time. Like, how did it start? Like, what was the first thing that made you like, yeah, I'm gonna make these videos?
Yeah. So I mean, if we want to get like deep into it, so my grandfather is probably my biggest influence. So this is a guy that's been diagnosed with cancer since 96. And
Wow.
the guy, regardless of how he was feeling, if it was after chemo, whatever the case may be, he was the one in the family that was making people laugh and having a good time. And you would never know what he was going through. And as kids, we never really understood the magnitude of what he was actually dealing with. We just knew that Gramp was funny, and we loved going to his house because he make us all laugh.
Yeah.
So when I got to a point where I can understand it, when you're a kid, you have those little stupid problems. Oh, I got a test, or this girl doesn't like me, this and that.
Yeah.
And then the older you get, you realize none of that shit matters. You know what I mean? You have a guy that's going through some shit, yet he's still making other people's day through his comedic, mentality, etc. So I started diving into that, and I would just be with friends, and I would tell stories. And I would just tell stories, and they would laugh. And I'm like, oh, I love the feeling of making other people laugh. So that slowly turned into, when Vine came out. So Vine was really probably the start of it. I was never big on Vine, but that's the video making kind of started at Vine. Then Vine went to Snapchat to Instagram, and then TikTok. But yeah, I've always loved the art of comedy. When I was a kid, like 7th grade, I played basketball, and when kids were drinking in 7th, 8th grade, I was watching like the 30-minute comedy special. So I was always like, you know what I mean? I was always like that nerd for comedy and trying to be a student of the game, so to speak. So that's kind of where a lot of this started. And then I just expanded on it as I grew older.
That's
Do you have a favorite comedian? If you're, because sounds like you're a nerd, so I'm hoping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love Kevin Hart was probably the first comedian. Maybe Dane Cook, when Dane Cook was big.
Yeah.
We were younger. And then a buddy of mine introduced me to Kevin Hart. And so I would watch Kevin Hart. And in my mind, comedians would just write jokes. And I'm not a joke writer. I'm like live it and then talk about it.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hart was the first comedian that I saw that would tell stories.
Yeah.
So he would tell stories from his actual life. And I'm like, that's the kind of comedian I want to be. I want to be that type of person. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to sit there and be like, what's the deal with yogurt? Like that's not me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't,
Yeah.
I want to tell you, I want to reach you from wherever you are and be like, oh shit, I went through that, or you're laughing
Mhm.
because it's relatable. That's the type of
Yeah.
person that, or from
Mhm.
my experience, those are the funniest things when I be like, fuck, I just did that.
Yeah.
So probably Kevin Hart loved Chris D'Elia until he started touching little girls. So that was
I
that was
also
Ah,
loved
man.
Chris D'Elia until that
Yeah.
happened. I was
But
upset. I was
but would
like,
you,
come on.
Aaron, would you agree with me? Like, I love Chris D'Elia when he was like on The Fighter and the Kid, or he was doing like the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
His stand up to me wasn't that
It wasn't
great.
fantastic. Like his Netflix specials weren't fantastic.
They weren't great. They would always let me down. But like when he would like guest host, or he'd be on like
Mhm.
a podcast, I'd be like, that's when he would be really funny.
Yeah, he was
But yeah,
and like he was
probably-
good when he was like on roasts and stuff. Like he would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
Doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
So
That
probably
Makes
Kevin
so much
Hart.
sense.
Uh,
I've seen his stand-ups and I'm like,
yeah,
but
you're
like I want to like him so bad. I'm like, he's funny, but something's not landing
Yeah.
here.
No,
Okay.
dude, I felt the same way. And that was with every special that he put out.
Yeah.
But I love Louis C.K. Again, another scandal guy. I feel like all the
Yeah.
comedians are just getting canceled, so it sucks.
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, big Andrew
Okay.
Schultz guy.
Andrew
So
Schultz
I'm-
is great.
Dude, he's phenomenal, and he's smart. He's very
Yeah.
intellectual with what he says. It all has meaning. So, yeah, I'm a big comedy guy. Big. There's a ton of them that I'm not mentioning right now, but Bill Burr. And Bill
Bill
Burr
Burr,
was a
yeah.
big guy too.
You
Yeah.
gotta mention Bill Burr.
Bill
Yeah,
Burr's
yeah.
Bill Burr's amazing because like people will try to cancel him and he's like, you just can't. Like you're not
Yeah.
allowed to.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he's like, no, I'm
It-
like, go away. I'm good.
And that's what's scary about where we are right now. It's like I'll write a joke, or I'll come up with a premise, and then I have to think twice. Like, is somebody going to take this? I don't know if you guys saw this when I did a video where I was talking. It was basically doing laundry, but the first part of the video was me saying like, you didn't see what was going on. It was just me saying, you never want to mix whites with blacks. And
Yeah.
I would
Yes. Yeah.
to that bit, and then you came around, and the guy was actually doing laundry, and
Right,
I
right.
had to say it to some of my black friends. I'm like, yo, is this over the line? Like, dude, it's hilarious. Post it. So I posted it on TikTok. It got like immediately was like 100,000 views, but there were people who were like, are you kidding me? I used to like watching your videos. I'm like, did
Yeah.
you watch the whole
Oh.
thing?
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
like so it get you?
There's
You start to
context.
second guess it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, where we are, but
it's very unfortunate. I the thing that I was really drawn to about your videos is that they are so relatable. Like everything that you're doing is something
Yeah.
that I feel like, okay, I've kind of been in your shoes. Whereas I
Mhm.
think that's a lot of the problems with comedians now when they get too big is they
Yeah,
start talking about
that's a
things
good
that
point.
like the average person can't relate to. And
Yeah.
so that's where I think a lot of TikTok comedians and like people that are coming up through social media right now have like a lot of the power because it's like I'm doing the same thing as you right now. So like you're talking
Yeah.
to me like I feel like you're having a conversation with me when you're doing your comedy.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, that was the biggest thing for me is that I would just, we had a shitload of time during the whole down, and I would just
Yeah.
sit home and I would think about, if you go in my phone, I have in my notes just literally joke premise after joke premise, and that's all I got to do is I got to think about something. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I've gone through it, but does it hit the mass population?
Mhm.
And if that's a
Right.
yes, then I'll work off of it and
Yeah.
see what I can do. And that's basically how I come up with a lot of the things that I come up with. So
That's
yeah,
right.
that's yeah.
Is that where you get? I know one of the bits you do a lot. I love is you'll do if blank were people and we're like hanging out,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and that always lands because you always do like the months, like one of them is the months of COVID or like the years, and it's like
Yeah.
that's something everyone can like kind of be like, yeah, fuck you, 2020, like
Yeah,
or
yeah.
this particular month or whatever.
And
it is, yeah.
it's just it's stupid. It's silly. It's like
Yeah.
to humanize an unhumanized object
Yeah.
is just funny in itself. So to make years or for me to act like a dog and put like fucking
Dog-
socks on my
like the
head.
dog one.
Yeah.
Dude, so I did that. And you got to understand when I'm doing this, at least like prior to me moving into my own place,
Yeah.
I was living with my parents. So like for my dad to come home and see his 20-something-year-old son just in the living room acting like a dog, he's just sitting there like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I was like, Dad, I'm doing a thing. And I understand that, but you're too old for this shit. And I'm like, I know, I get it. Like you guys get it for like it's
Yeah.
a hardcore
Yeah.
Italian dad. And like my dad will, like I'll be doing characters or something, and my mom,
Yeah.
where's did you see Anthony? I don't know. He's upstairs doing that stupid shit again. And I'm like, can you guys keep it down? No,
Yeah, can you-
like you're
I'm
in my
busy.
house.
That's
Go,
so funny.
go cut the lawn. You know what I mean? That's my father. So
Oh my. Well, I was
so
actually
yeah,
gonna
for me-
ask you. I was gonna say, like, do you feel crazy when you're making your videos?
So
like,
crazy.
talking to yourself, like
so
Yeah.
crazy, so crazy. So I did. There's a bunch of stuff that I did that was outside, and there was everyone was home, so I couldn't like escape.
Mhm.
So there were people outside, like on both sides,
Mhm.
and at first they weren't. So like that's what I would do because I didn't want people thinking their neighbor was a psychopath.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
would like look to my right and look to my left, be like, all right, nobody's outside. So I'd be going through a bit, or I'd be doing some type of acting ridiculous motions.
Yeah.
And one time the neighbor, I had like my shirt off and I was crawling on the ground, and the guy was like, "You good? Everything okay?" And it was like it was rolling, like the video was
Yeah.
rolling, and you just see me go, "Yeah, Steve, I'm all set. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm doing a thing right now. Do you know what I mean?" And he's like, "Okay." And then he just goes back inside. 100%. They're like, "I live next to a
That's so
psycho.
funny.
Like this
Yeah.
is."
Yeah, you know that's it. And that also answers my question. I could tell your dad was extremely Italian just by like some of your portrayals that you'll do
Mhm.
of dads.
Yeah.
You either do like the really straight edge dad of like, "Hello, son, how are you?"
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
you do
yeah.
the "El Madon, the
Yeah.
pasta fazool," you know?
Yeah. Dude, that's my dad to a T. And that some of the, and then it's not just me. Like, so I love when like comedians talk about like their parents or dad or mom.
Yeah.
Usually it's their dad, because the funniest shit comes from them.
Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
And that's
Yeah.
something you can pull a lot of material out of, and it's funny. It's because
Yeah.
because it's real and it's relatable,
Mhm.
especially from the Italian side. There's
Yeah.
a lot of material from that. Who's the kid on TikTok? The blonde haired Italian kid, Nick.
Yeah. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He does a lot
He does. Yeah.
Italian bits, and that's stuff that is very relatable, but it's funny because
Yeah.
of how his dad acts, etc. So
Yeah.
that's a target audience that I always wanted to reach. with
It's
them.
like, family. You're right. Family is like the base of comedy. Like
Yeah.
those are the people you're around the majority of your
Yeah.
life. So like you're gonna pull from
Yeah.
them. And it's like you're a fan of Kevin Hart. It's like when Kevin Hart says all families are crazy, they're just different races, shapes, and sizes. So like
absolutely,
that's
yeah.
of course what you're gonna pull from to make fun of these people. And in turn, they're your family, so you're making fun of yourself because like you're
Yeah.
a product of them, which is hilarious.
my dad is also he and I have two different spectrums. Like my mom, very sensitive. Like my mom's the one I will go to, like if I need advice.
Mhm.
Like if there's something going on with me and my girl or whatever, I'll go to my mom and be like, "Hey, my mom and I are very close." My father totally does not. He has no sensitive side whatsoever.
Mhm.
Like my girlfriend's dog just passed away, like unexpectedly. So my mom was like in tears, and she's
Yeah.
she's father's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's the dog died, so you gotta move on. And I'm like, Dad, understand the dog was 4 months. He's like, that's life. Sometimes in life,
So it's a
and he makes
4-month-old?
Oh my god.
he makes no say. Sometimes in life, you gotta let some things go, and then other times, it'll come back. So you know what I mean, Dad? What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you saying?
Yeah, it's just like he's like, your mother says it. Like I don't understand. Just go cut my lawn.
Yeah. You got me something from the fridge. What are you doing? sitting around?
Dude.
Yeah,
It's and that's what I think is great, because it is. I am well rounded in that regard, so I can. I love helping people, but I'm also tough because my father's also a psychopath. So we get
it's
I get both
important.
sides.
Have you ever
For
been?
sure.
This is kind of a question for both of you, I guess. Have you ever
Yeah.
been to like you go to an Italian restaurant, but it's not like a really Italian restaurant, you know? And my mother is someone who will correct the waitress if she pronounces something wrong.
Oh no.
Are you either of your parents similar to that?
No, they're not. They're not like that. But my father is the, let me get the mozzarella. It's like,
Yep.
Dad, just we're at the
Yeah.
Olive Garden. Just say mozzarella.
That's exactly
Okay, we
what
don't
I'm
need
talking about. We're at the
we
Olive
don't need to
Garden.
do this. We don't need to do this. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Like, we
Let me
know
get the
we're not in
prosciutto.
Italy,
Dad,
okay?
stop. Yeah.
Yeah, constantly. My parents will send me the grocery market. Get some prosciutto, some
Yeah, you're
matzah. They'll go through the whole grocery list. I'm like, what do I look for? Like, I
Yeah.
know what you mean, but if
Yeah,
I need help,
just-
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, in
You know?
Cincinnati, true story, pizza's trash here. So I come from the pizza mecca of the world in New York.
Yeah,
There's a legit pizzeria shop in every corner. Here is Cincinnati is all German. It's a huge German population. So the chili, the beer, like that's their number one thing.
Yeah.
When I came here, true story, I was like, you guys got pizza here? And the one girl that I worked with was like, oh my God, have you tried Papa John's? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
What?
And I was like, no.
no.
I was like, that's not. I was like, that's not
Papa
pizza.
John's.
And
No,
dude,
who
it's funny
says-
that we and then the same girl was like, I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, Italian restaurants. Like I was waiting to hear like a D'Ambrosi's or
Yeah.
like a Tomazone's. She was like, the Olive Garden is fantastic.
My
and I was like,
God.
I'm in the wrong fucking city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in my car
Oh.
right now and just
Yeah.
drive. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just talking to my coworker about this. Like, she's Italian, and we're like, yeah, I almost never get Italian food out. I won't, like, just because I know how good it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm being
yeah.
snobby about it, but like, I don't know. If I go to the Olive Garden, I'm not getting like, I don't know. I'm
You know what you're signing up for when you step foot in
Yeah.
the garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know
You know
where
you're not gonna. You know that you're barely gonna be able to move to get out of the place. That's what
Right,
you know is
right,
gonna happen.
right,
You're gonna be so
right.
full of breadsticks you can't even move.
Right. That's it. When the number one thing in that place is breadsticks, you know what's going on. Yeah.
yeah.
You know what's going on there. It's not the
pretty good
chicken
sign.
parm. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Not
The chicken parm there is basically what you get at the cafeteria.
Yeah, they put it. They
That's the
put
same
it in the
thing.
microwave. They're like, "Is this good? The cheese is melted. That's what we got."
You know, it
Just
is
throw a
better.
slab.
And unfortunately, I've tried this, the Dairy Queen chicken parm, which has
Pardon?
since been discontinued.
What are you talking about? I need you to get off the podcast. What are you doing?
I saw chicken parmesan on a fucking Dairy Queen menu. How do I not order that and throw
It's-
up afterwards?
it's
But
this
like,
simple.
Is that a true story? Is that a true story, or were you doing a bit?
no, I'm not doing a bit. They had fucking chicken parm.
I can't believe they
and
had
it was the
chicken
worst thing
parm.
I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh my god,
Well,
that sounds
Lucas, can I say
absolutely.
If you see
atrocious.
it-
I'm not surprised
If you
at
see
all.
it, try it because you will be amazed.
I'm gonna
at
have
how-
to. Yeah, one I'm gonna have to find a Dairy
Terrible.
Queen, and then
Yeah,
I'll have to
I
find
gotta
it.
first find Dairy Queen. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So I regret to inform you, I have slandered and dishonored our race.
But that's one thing that I'm just confused. Who's going to the Dairy Queen and be like, I was gonna get a vanilla twist with rainbow sprinkles, sweetie. What do you want? Chicken parm. They got chicken parm. I mean, I was ready to. They want to put that bitch in the oven. We'll call it a day.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
What?
Holy shit.
You know, I'm kind of hungry.
Just the whole
You
the
talk
whole
about microwaves.
the whole scene of you
Jesus.
pulling up to like a Dairy Queen drive-through and just being like, chicken parm is what I'm going with. It's absolutely absurd.
They had to like double take. They probably like heard what? Did you say? Do we sell that?
do we have
Yeah.
Do we have
the
that?
Olive Garden's down the road. This is not
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, let's get into talking about Who Cares Shots Fired. I see
Mhm.
you're wearing your awesome merch right now. Can you tell us a little bit
Oh,
about
thank you.
how this started? Like, it's your own show. Is it a podcast, a show? Like, what
Yeah,
exactly
so-
is it?
When well, actually it was about a month before we shut down. I wanted to do a podcast. I've always wanted to do the podcast, but I was a bitch and I was always afraid of, how people would like it, what they would think, would they think I'm funny. And then I was speaking to my parents and I'm like, this is what I want to do. And, I love making people laugh. And my mom's like, who cares? Just fucking do it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I like that. I was like, that mentality of like, who gives a fuck what people think? Do it because you love to do it.
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
I just I put out one video, and my brother's friend is actually like a graphic design artist.
Okay.
And so the first episode that I put out, he reached out to me. He's like, dude, I can make you a logo. And I was like, yeah, go ahead.
Nice.
And he came up with this, and I was like, yo, that's perfect. And I kind of went with it, and I would just basically, it'd be like material that I wanted to like put in stand up, and I would just do an episode on it and kind of get the feedback from that point, knowing and understanding that it anything you start is gonna be trash. So I knew, this first video is gonna probably be like 11 likes, maybe 25 views, and it just kind of grew from there. And then my sister-in-law was always telling me, hey, you got to get this thing called Musical.ly. I'm like, no, I'm all set.
Yeah.
And that turned into
I'm good. No, I'm fine.
yeah, that turned into TikTok, and it was like right before it kind of blew up. And my mom was like, this is like your platform. This is what you should do. And I looked at it. I was like, first off, I'm not 13 and I don't dance.
Yeah.
So this is not the right platform. I'm like, no, like it does other things. You can do whatever you want on it. And I was like, I'm not doing that shit. So I would continue doing the podcast. And then around April, one of my best friends was like, dude, you need to get this app. He's like, everybody's on it. He's like, you're perfect. Everyone's like, you're perfect for it.
Yeah.
And every video I kept seeing was like these kids dancing on a countertop with their shirt off. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to go to jail because these are all kids on this app. I'm just trying to be funny. And they're like, you can do that. So I initially downloaded it to promote Who Cares in my podcast. And they're like, you can go viral. And I posted, the one of my first episode clips, and it got like 11 likes in like 3 days. And I was like, dude, this isn't it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just fucking put stupid videos out. And the first video I did was 10-year-olds today versus when I was 10. Like how 10-year-olds are like very snobby with their parents, and they have iPads and just being rude. And then there was me when I was 10 playing with sticks and imaginary friends. And I put that out, and I was like, I just put it out, and then I think I took a shower or whatever, and I come downstairs. My mom's like, you have 50,000 views. And I was like, what? Yeah. And I open up the app, and it's like notification after notification after notification.
Wow.
And that's kind of what started. And I was like, okay, so you can go viral on this shit. You just got to have the right material. And so I got away from this. I know this is a long-winded
no,
answer,
you're good,
but
man.
No,
I got away from this a little bit, and I just focused on TikTok and creating content like that. And then as of, late, I came back to the podcast, and I was talking to that same friend, and I was outside of a Home Depot, and I was like, dude, nobody wants to listen to me just ramble. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not like Bill Burr. I'm not Kevin Hart. Nobody's interested in Anthony Robustiano right now. Yeah, I got over 40,000, but that's TikTok. I want to move that audience to Instagram. I'm not going to be able to do that with me. So I was thinking, I need to add a different element. And what's that? What's the show Hot Wings? Where like he asks questions and they're eating hot wings. And I was like, dude, what if we do this? What if we come up with, we ask 5 hard questions, and they either answer that question or you take a shot. And if you ask 3 hard questions and you're 3 shots deep, the next thing you want to do is take shot 4, but you ask a harder question on shot 4 and they have to answer it. So it's that entertaining aspect of it. And I was like, I think this could be something, and I think that this has the ability to grow. And, I was like, you got to ask hard hitting questions. So that same friend, I was like, let's do like a mock episode. Let's do one. We did it during the Super Bowl. It was the first episode.
Nice.
And I was like, you ask the questions first. We'll put a minute on the clock. And this motherfucker comes out with, who you fucking? I need the first and last name. And I was like, I don't think you got what I was trying to insinuate with this. The second one was like, I need to know whose DMs you're sliding in. Yeah. Like, what? What do you... My questions are like, do you like dogs or cats? And he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And you're like blacked out by the...
wasted. Like, dude, I had to like take a 10-second like time. I thought I was going to throw up. I took 5 shots. It was 5 shots in a minute. Dude, I took 5 shots in a minute, and I had to go to a Super Bowl party with all like my coworkers and shit like that. And I'm just in the corner like, the Chiefs, Chiefs by 80. They're like, this is football. I'm like, yeah, but 100 maybe? I don't know.
How do points work?
LeBron's playing, right? I think LeBron's... But yeah,
Is
that's
Kobe still around?
Yeah.
Kobe's still doing his thing, right? Yeah.
yeah, dude. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
how that started. And I don't. We never know where any. I didn't know the TikTok thing was gonna go where it went, but I just want to keep doing this and entertaining people. And if it
Yeah,
goes
man.
somewhere, it goes somewhere. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And everything in life, I firmly believe, is meant to be, or it's not.
Yeah.
But we all have our own paths. Not to get too deep, but that's where I'm at with all of
Yeah.
it.
I mean, you're right, man. And, I think, I hope that, things keep going well for you in this. And because I've really been enjoying all the content you've been putting
I
out.
appreciate that. Thank you,
Um,
man.
And I love the whole concept of who cares shots fired. And kind of with going off of that with like the shots and everything, do you think that like your plan is to grow that more or and do you think like TikTok's kind of like dying out or like is this kind of like your new avenue that you want to keep pushing more?
I think so, and it's funny you say that because when we hit 2021, I don't know what TikTok did, dude. I used to put out a video, and I'm not bragging because I'm a nobody, but I used to put out a video, and because I don't like when I post something, I don't like look. I'm not one of those guys that like, okay, where are we at? What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Mhm.
So I'll post something, and I just shut my phone off because I don't like getting sucked into that.
Yeah.
But I'd wait like hours and I would open up and be like already at like 20,000 views or whatever. And I'd have like all these like new friends and the numbers will be skyrocket. 2021, all my views are limited. Everything's limited. So I'm not sure
Wow.
what they did with the algorithm. So I'm not I don't want to get too sucked into that. This is like what we're doing now because I really
Mhm.
truly think the podcasting is the way a lot of this is going.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
my imagery of the entire thing is you're going to see podcasting on Netflix and shit like that. That's where I think a lot of the business is going in terms of that.
Yeah, I
So
agree with
I
you.
do want to put a lot of that into my energy into this because like I said, I think this is where things are right now. And again,
Yeah.
it's all about jumping in with the trends.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's to answer your question. I think that this is where I want to give all my energy, but not saying that I'm not going to still do the TikTok, but I'm not going to put all of my energy into that like I did at the start of
Yeah.
of the shutdown and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's I
Yeah.
mean, I agree with you 100% that I think podcasts are they're the near future at least, like they're
Absolutely.
huge
Yeah.
right now. They got huge, especially during quarantine. Everyone was making podcasts, but now people are starting to get out of that. And so it's the ones that remain that are still pushing
Mhm.
forward that are going to be really big.
Yeah, for
And that's
sure.
kind of what Lucas and I are doing here. We're trying to, keep this going as much as we can. And
Yeah,
it's
dude, you guys
fun.
got a great setup. And if you don't mind me asking, do you guys have a studio? Like, are you at a studio or is this in your house?
This is just our houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
We
I-
want to eventually have like I would love to have a place where we could like even if it's just a small room with like a table where Lucas
Yeah.
and I could do it in person. It'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
But dude, even the setup you guys have right now, like, dude, if you can see what I got going on, and I think maybe I can do this if I take this off.
You
This
bringing
is-
us?
This is the definition of all trash. Okay, look, that it's the computer.
Wow.
The computer standing. The computer is standing on my lunchbox. I don't even know. This is a pet vacuum. I don't even have a pet, guys. I do not have a pet. But this is. I think I got this out of a dumpster. I don't know, but I'm using it. I'm using
like, I need a
it
table.
to prop up the mic. So I always wanted what you
That's
have
so
there.
funny.
This thing.
Right.
And in the whole video and audio thing, is that what you're using the whatever the hell we're on for the audio, and then
Yeah.
this is as a video, and then what do you just match them up?
Yeah. So basically what we do is we now have a video editor. So we got someone to hop on with us as our
Okay.
team. So he edits our video.
Okay.
But we have the Zoom, he chops it all up, and then I sent him the audio because Lucas and I are musicians. Well, that's like our thing. We're
Okay,
we're
all right,
music
gotcha.
guys. So
Gotcha.
we're recording constantly, and we have like a
Yeah.
bunch of music stuff already. We're like, we have the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
might as well make this, have this podcast going. But yeah, we use this clean feed thing, and it's super helpful. People don't really know about it, and almost everyone that we've had on, they're like, "What is this clean feed thing? Like, we should use this because it's great. It's
Yeah.
very helpful."
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, dude. Like when
And
when you told me like we're using clean feed, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I mean, I'm just barely understanding Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm like an old man when it comes to technology, but I've learned to do, and I've come to enjoy like editing. So I edit all
Mhm.
my videos. I don't have anybody. It's just
Yeah.
learning all this shit as I go.
Yeah.
So I would eventually love to understand, because that's where I want to go. I want to somewhat, even if I do it in my apartment here, I
Mhm.
want to have that attachment with the mic, and maybe because I have two
Mm,
pieces of furniture here that I could do that with, but I got to
Yeah, man.
understand how to do it with the video and the audio and coming together.
Yeah, man.
So
We'll
learning
have
all
to.
that
Well, we can honestly. We should, link up and do that stuff because we would
for
love to
sure.
work with you on that. That'd be awesome.
yeah,
Absolutely. And
Um,
you and I'm sorry, so you're still in Nashville. Are you Lucas, you're in New York? Or
yeah.
you're
I'm still
both?
in New York.
Okay. And
yeah.
are you in New York or you're in
I'm
Nashville?
in Nashville. Yeah. So I just
So
moved down here in October.
okay, so are you guys, where'd you guys meet?
College.
Where'd you
Yeah,
go?
Fredonia.
it's near Buffalo.
Oh, yeah, in Western New York.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Okay. I think a buddy of mine went there. I think he played basketball there years ago. Zach Edwards. I think he went there. But
I
Nice.
don't.
never mind. Off
Yeah,
the
but
rails.
we
Yeah.
yeah, that's how Lucas and I met. I mean, we've been friends for a long time. Lucas and I were actually in a band together for 2 years.
Oh, no
And
shit.
then,
Okay.
we all kind of wanted to do different genres, and so we all split
Yeah.
ways. But we're all still like best friends, which is crazy. Like
That's
all of
awesome.
us are all really close still. But
Yeah, somehow
um,
that stuck.
yeah,
But
but yeah, so
I
that's
mean,
kind of
we're
like our whole goal is to take our knowledge and love for music, and we also love comedy as well. So we
Yeah,
just want to get
of course.
as many people out there as we can to help them get more places to talk. 'Cause
Yeah.
yeah,
I think something that I love to do when it comes to, the celebrities that I love to watch interviews of them. So I'm like, all right,
Dude, I'm the
if
same.
you're trying to get into a big spot, you're not going to get spots on giant shows. So you need other places to go and talk about your stuff. And I was like, let's give people an opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
So
dude, that's
our
awesome. I
goal.
love what you guys got going on. I saw that you interviewed what's his name? He's huge. He's huge, at least on TikTok.
Duke Gomez.
I think he's funny. Is that his name? He
Dude,
sits in his
roasts
car.
people. Yep.
He's got
yeah,
long
yeah,
ass
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Dude,
he's
you
funny
guys
as hell.
landed him. That was good, man. He's got like millions of
Yeah.
followers. So
Yeah.
He's awesome.
dude, he seems really cool.
He really
You,
is.
you just DM'd him and he was like, yeah, sure.
It was crazy, man. Yeah. So everyone that we've gotten has just been from me being like, hey, we have a podcast if you want to come on. And they're like,
Oh, no
yeah,
kidding.
sure. And
This guy.
I was stunned. I remember texting Lucas when we got Duke and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, what the fuck just
We both
happened?
just started
Yeah.
Like,
freaking out.
He's
We were-
hopping on with us. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was nuts.
I still
man.
can't believe that happened. Honestly, It's like,
That's
oh,
great. And
that's so
did he repost it for like?
Yeah,
Did
he
he report-
posted. He posted on his Instagram for us. We're still because like we're still in the beginning processes of our show, even though we
Yeah.
started in December.
Yeah.
We're still creating a bunch of we want to create more stuff for TikTok and clips, which
Mhm.
we've started doing, but we're
Yeah.
going back through all of our old episodes so we can post
Yeah.
and hopefully they
That's
can
awesome.
share on
Yeah, no, for
TikTok
sure,
stuff like
dude.
that. So that's our main goal because they're huge on TikTok. That's where we kind of pull from most of the time. But yeah, it's been a wild ride for us, and I'm very excited to see where we go. But we're
Yeah,
really glad that
that's-
we were able to get you on as well. Like this is huge for us to have you on here. So thank
Yeah, and
you
I
again.
appreciate it, man. I'm
Yeah.
glad we can help each other out here
Um,
for sure.
So
Absolutely.
before we come to a close here, let's
Mhm.
play this little segment,
Yeah.
game that we do
Yeah.
called "Is It Weird?" We have different people write into us. We sometimes go to Reddit, different things, and people ask
Yeah.
us, "Is it weird that I do this?" etc.
Okay.
We're gonna start with one that Lucas and I have already heard, but it's one that I think is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard
Okay.
in the world. So I hope you're prepared for it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the "Is it weird?" statement, and then I'm gonna do a little description.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
is it weird to eat chocolate chip cookie dough and spit out the chocolate chips?
hate
I love chocolate chip cookie dough, but I'm not a big fan of chocolate. So I started just spitting the chips out into a cup to throw them away when eating the cookie dough. I get grief from my family every time I do this. Occasionally, me or my daughter will make chocolate chip cookies and make some of it without putting the chips in. They are so good.
Okay. Her and her daughter, they need to be placed in a home. Okay. First off, this isn't sunflower seeds. You're not just gonna sit there and just start spitting out the chocolate chips. It's not how it works.
I was like, this is
Um,
watermelon. You're just eating watermelon?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they need medical attention ASAP. That's how I feel about that entire thing.
We were shocked. And because originally we were trying to find ways to get around this to be like, oh, maybe they're not absolutely insane people, but there's no way. I mean,
I couldn't explain it. There's
When
no
there's-
explanation.
I have an imagery of a mother-daughter bonding kinship, just
Ah.
spitting out chocolate chips
Yeah.
into a cup,
Yeah.
like it's
Almost
dipped.
ate that one.
Yeah.
How gross.
no, but and they're saying like they don't even eat the chocolate chips afterwards, so they spit them out and they throw them out. That is we were saying buy sugar cookie dough, buy a different kind of dough. What do
they
you do?
make the chocolate chip cookies. Why make that? Where does that decision come from?
It's so dumb.
Why?
I
Yeah,
don't understand.
yeah,
It
no,
makes me mad.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, so we were like, I don't think these people are weird. I think they're mentally insane. I think they're
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
They need to go.
They need it.
It's certified.
They need to be in jail. Yeah.
100%. They need to be in jail.
They need to be in one of those padded rooms with like the straight
Yeah, yeah.
jacket.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
force fed
yeah.
the chocolate chips because fuck them.
They shouldn't. They should be banned from all grocery stores. They shouldn't even
Yeah,
be allowed
yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Someone
for
has
sure.
to go buy them food, and they're not allowed to get chocolate chip cookie dough.
That is strange. Yeah, the buying you can easily buy cookie dough without the chocolate chip. So
yeah,
I mean, they're just doing additional labor for no reason.
For
I
no
don't
reason.
understand.
I don't understand it at all. All right, so let's move into another one here. Is it weird to bring your own toilet paper to a rest stop? I just really don't like the scratchy paper they put in the restroom stalls at the rest stop. It causes irritation.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. That's weird. That's weird. So
is
are they keeping Cottonelle on deck like in
That's
their
what I'm
Subaru, or you know what I mean?
Did
Are they
just,
just
like, make a
driving?
Quick trip to Costco and they bulked up on toilet paper and they're ready to
Yeah,
go.
like so if like even if they have a passenger and they just see, like I say, like several rolls of Cottonelle in like the glove compartment, like what do you? Oh, that's for like on the off chance I'm
Yeah.
I'm on the highway and
how
I'm like I
often?
have to shit.
How often
so,
are you
but this
going
is
to rest stops? I don't.
and how does she know, or he, whoever it is, the thread count of the fucking
Right.
maybe they got some great toilet paper. You don't
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't be weird if it was wipes. Wipes I understand.
Yes.
But toilet paper, that is weird. That's weird.
How do you carry it in? Is it like you just walk into the rest stop with like a handful of toilet
Yo,
paper?
No, and I'm fucking weird too. So if I go into like you ever have a bottle of water and say you go into the gas station with that water, the first thing I want to do is be like, I didn't steal this. I promise
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I know you have.
Yeah.
I know you have the same brand. I checked your fridge. This isn't me. You make it even more weird. So
Yeah.
what do they do? This is my paper towel. This is my shit.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
my toilet paper. Like that's fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Did you just take like someone stops them? Come in. Did you just take the
Yeah,
toilet
yeah,
paper?
yeah.
No, this is mine.
I'd love to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's weird. That's weird.
Sometimes
That's weird.
I'll show them it like as
Yeah.
if like that somehow justifies
Yeah,
me
I
having it.
It
or am I
makes you
just
look
being
even more weird. Yeah,
It makes it look
Or
like I'm
you
definitely
asshole, you
stealing
could have
it.
bought something here, but you're bringing
Right.
it to flaunt it in front of us.
right,
Like, that's
right, right.
I have my own water. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I think the only way that this is not weird is if you're like a semi truck driver that drives across the country. all the
Yeah,
time.
you know,
That's
that's a
the
good
only way
point.
it's
That's a
not
good
weird.
point. Yep, good
Yeah.
point.
You know, their
That's a good
ass
point.
hurts as it is. They can't risk it.
Yeah. If they're sitting on it all day and it's irritating, 100% you do.
And,
you.
and I don't
one
know
wipe
about
away.
you, but how many times have you been driving and you're like, dude, I have to shit so bad, like right now, to the point where you got literally toilet paper on deck, just sitting in the on deck
Yeah,
circle in your
right.
passenger side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I gotta take a shit, I'm going home. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm cruising home, and that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anthony,
100% weird.
obviously you don't have my problem because I have been. I don't carry toilet paper, but I carry Pepto Bismol. Every car. Every car ride.
Dude, I do have your fucking problem. I have heartburn. dude, I have. I don't know what's wrong with my stomach. The last episode, because my cousin knows, one of the questions he asked me was over under 5 the amount of times you pooped at a bar. One of the worst feelings in your life is pooping at a bar, and
Yeah.
it's just so
Yep.
uncomfortable because you're at a place pre-COVID
Yeah.
that's crowded. And you got a bunch of drunk assholes there. So when you have to take a shit at a bar,
Mhm.
like people, they see your shoes. So you don't want to be the guy with the fucking black Air Maxes that just fucking blew up the nightclub. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I
Are
do
you
have
saying
your
that
problem.
you pick up your feet and put it against the
Lucas-
stall?
Lucas, I 100% pick up my feet.
No.
I mean, The floor is disgusting. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
No one wants to be
Yeah.
touching that floor.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah, dude.
Imagine you kicked up, and you're spraying the front of the toilet at this point. Like, oh, the
What's even
angle.
worse though is the automatic flushes that just keep,
Uh-huh.
you know what
Yeah,
I
they
mean?
keep
It keeps going. It's like, I'm not fucking done. Can you relax?
I'm still
I'll let
here.
you know when
I
I'm
haven't
done.
moved. What are you doing?
And the light goes off, and you got it. You're like waving
Yeah.
your hand.
Dude,
in
that's
the air.
happened. That's happened at a client of mine. Dude, that was bad. Back home in New York, that was really bad. That was bad.
Well, oh
Okay,
my
but
god.
mate,
Well,
I feel
I,
better.
in general, it's weird. I think that's strange. That
100% weird.
all right, man. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Awesome.
We really appreciate it. It's been a blast having you. Hopefully, we'll get to have you on
That's
again
been great.
sometime. But best of luck to you with everything going on in your show.
For sure.
We'll continue. We'll repost your stuff. So we're really excited for it.
Thank you guys, and I appreciate you having me on, man. Best of luck to you guys. Keep doing your
Thank
thing.
you.
You got a good
Yeah.
shit. You got some good shit going on.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Appreciate
Let's
it.
stay in touch though. All right.
Sounds good. We will.
Absolutely.
All right. Peace
All right,
out,
brother.
man.
Take care.